They say hate is a strong word. And, well, it really is. But if you travel enough, read the forums, watch the comment sections, or even just talk to people abroad, you'll hear a surprising amount of resentment directed at India and Indians. Why? What is it that makes India, a country with immense history, rich culture, and global talent, such a target for frustration and criticism? Let's start with something basic: civic sense, or rather, the lack of it. Whether you're in New Delhi or a foreign city, there's a reputation Indians carry with them: littering, spitting, honking unnecessarily, and disregarding cues or public etiquette. These behaviors don't go unnoticed. People abroad are used to a certain level of order in public spaces, and when that's broken, often repeatedly, it builds a negative stereotype. It's not just annoying, it's seen as disrespectful. Then there's the problem of overpopulation, which isn't a fault in itself, but the consequences of it spill into other nations. From the UAE to the UK, from Canada to Australia, there's a common complaint: Indians are flooding other countries. Yes, immigration is legal and contributes economically, but it's the manner of integration that raises eyebrows. In many cases, large Indian communities settle but make no effort to adapt to local cultures. Instead, they replicate the same systems, the same bad habits, the same disregard for rules, turning neighborhoods into loud, overcrowded, poorly maintained versions of home. Local populations feel overwhelmed, like strangers in their own cities. This isn't to say Indians don't work hard. They do. But that hard work often gets overshadowed by an aggressive, competitive, and sometimes toxic mindset. In schools and universities, Indian students are often known to form insular cliques, avoid mixing, and create cutthroat environments. The idea of collaboration is often replaced with unhealthy competition, and that fosters resentment among peers. And let's talk about online behavior, an entire dimension where Indians face significant criticism. Indian netizens are among the most active, but also honestly among the most abusive. If you go to any international creators page, you'll find spam, nationalism, even threats, all coming from anonymous accounts with Indian flags. If someone criticizes an Indian movie, an Indian cricketer, or Indian politics, they're often met with, well, an army of toxic comments. This kind of online aggression gives India a poor digital reputation. Culturally, there's also a perception of hypocrisy. India boasts about its spirituality, its family values, its moral fabric, yet the world sees how women are treated, how caste still dominates, how corruption infects every level of governance. The world sees the headlines: brutal rapes, religious violence, poverty coexisting with obscene displays of wealth. It sees these contradictions and struggles to reconcile the image India wants to project with the reality on the ground. There's also the issue of nationalism, or more accurately, hyper-nationalism. Every country has pride, but Indian nationalism can sometimes come across as blind, arrogant, and unwilling to accept criticism. Say anything remotely negative about India, and instead of reflection, there's instant defensiveness, name-calling, and accusations of being anti-Indian or Western brainwashed. In recent years, Indian tourists have also come under fire. Hotel owners, airlines, and travel blogs often share horror stories of demands for free upgrades, of trash left behind, of disregard for local customs. There's a growing trend of countries tightening visa rules specifically for Indian tourists, not because of race, but because of behavior patterns that are hard to ignore. This isn't to paint 1.4 billion people with the same brush, but reputations are shaped by patterns, not exceptions. And the global perception right now is not flattering. The sad part is, India has everything it needs to be admired: brilliant minds, rich heritage, immense potential. But until there's a collective shift in behavior, until basic civic sense is normalized, until humility replaces arrogance, and until respect is shown for others' spaces and systems, the world will keep growing more frustrated, and that frustration will look a lot like hate.